The coronavirus has had a huge effect on the entire world. There have been studies of an increase in opioid usage as a result of the widespread unemployment and the stressful separation caused by the lockdowns. Before COVID-19, the usage went down by a lot over the past couple of years. But with the lockdowns happening, reports have shown a large increase in the psychological impact, resulting in more suicides, spousal and child abuse, as well as rises in alcohol and drug abuse. During this time of quarantine, everyone was locked in their house for weeks without being able to go to school, work, or even the store. This caused a lot of separation between people, which can strongly affect the brain. My objective today is to explain why quarantine should be avoided at all costs in order to keep mental health issues from increasing so fast. I will be discussing the 3 reasons that these numbers are going up and how we can avoid more people becoming reliant on these substances. Everyone needs some alone time, but it can get to a point where it is affecting us socially. I found an article called "The Risks of Social Isolation," and it says, Hockley points to evidence linking perceived social isolation and adverse health consequences, including depression, poor sleep quality, impaired executive function, accelerated cognitive decline, poor cardiovascular function, and impaired immunity at every stage of life. Obviously, during COVID, we didn't have a choice for quarantine, which makes it even worse. Self-isolation is one of the leading causes of alcohol and drug abuse. For those who are suffering from depression and anxiety, they want to not think about what is going on in the world right now. A way to cope with this is by forgetting what is even going on. Loneliness is dangerous for everyone. Being forced to stay isolated can cause many physical, mental, and emotional problems for any person. Now let's look at the connection of drug abuse and mental illness. According to the National Bureau of Economic Research, people who have been diagnosed with a mental disorder have consumed alcohol or narcotics at some stage in their lives. For example, a lot of my friends that have struggled with using drugs are the ones that have a lot of problems with mental illness. It is easier for someone to get attached to the drug when they don't want to have anything to live for. Something that we can do to help these people is reach out to those who are struggling. Psychologists can also help a lot with this, and they are well positioned to support patients struggling with substance use disorders. Encouraging others to seek help can be the first major step for helping them. From my personal experience, I know a lot of people got really depressed and stressed out that they were going to get COVID. Something that made it a lot worse was when people had to work from home. Throughout the pandemic, there was a major concern with mental health and general well-being of others. In the article Stress and Drug Abuse, it quotes, "Stress can cause changes in the brain like those caused by addictive drugs," end quote. This means that certain people who are stressed are more likely to develop a drug problem or relapse. It is the same effect as it would be for COVID. People are so stressed about work and at what is going on in the world that they use these specific substances as an outlet to relieve stress. The hormone that initiates the body response to stress, called CRF, is found throughout the brain. Drugs of abuse also stimulate the release of CRF. Quarantine has proven the effects of isolation cause mental illnesses, which will lead to substance abuse. This is why quarantine should be avoided at all costs in order to keep mental health issues from increasing so fast. We should all be willing to help others and also accept help for ourselves when facing time on our own, because the alternative treatment of drug and alcohol abuse leads you nowhere. We should do our best to prevent this disease from continuing in order to avoid another lockdown. Thank you.